Hello, everyone. It's Michael Jaco with Unleashing Intuition Secrets. Coming on a little late because there's no power here in Lake Tahoe. So just went ahead and did dinner and had spaghetti. Of course, red wine and spaghetti. We had garlic bread that we cooked on the grill. So kudos to my wife. She's a great cook. So why is the power going out? I don't know. Last time it went out, there was a storm down in Carson City. So it looks like there might be some storming that's going on down there, which took the power out. It's like, why? It doesn't affect us here in Lake Tahoe, but for whatever reason, it is out. Now, the questions that I have today, violence is coming for the cities, for American cities, as we move closer to the election shutdown. We're going to start to see the violence really pick up, right? And they've already done test runs, no kings marches, and so forth. We've seen millions of people across the country do the no kings march. And the no kings, of course, is they knew this was coming. They knew that President Trump was going to shut down the election because they had compromised it, and they knew that if he got elected again, would stop clean up the election process. They can't have that because they'll lose complete power, right? So another thing I want to look at are young women who hate men to the point that they're killing their babies, all right? So this is there's a court case that's going on right now. It's got a lot of prominence. It's really, really disturbing, very crazy, and we'll discuss that. So first of all, let's look at what's going on in the cities. We got Jake Lang. Jake Lang is out there again. I had him on when he was in prison for J6, and once he got out of prison, he's like, I'm going to take these mofos down. And he's been going against the deep state and their Muslim populations in several cities. In Texas, and the latest is Minneapolis. But let's look at what's going on with Lindsay Clancy. So sleuths are blaming her ex-husband, despite evidence clearing him. So it's his fault that she killed the babies. Right. So let's look at the evidence. The evidence seems to be pretty clear. That she did it. She's not openly said she did it. Her team is saying that she had postpartum depression. She was taking medication and so forth. But is there something else afoot here? So Lindsay Clancy admits she killed her 3 children, and her defense has never argued that her former husband, Patrick Clancy, was responsible. Despite that, internet sleuths have flooded social media with unsupported theories implicating Patrick in the deaths of Cora 5, Dawson 3, and Kaylin 8 months. All right, so you see a picture here of the children with the dad. So Clancy's attorneys, that was a reload there. Clancy's attorneys acknowledged that she strangled the children with exercise bands on January 24th, 2023. So here we are, over 3.5 years later. Where I think we're getting down to the point where the jury's going to decide. But what a crazy justice system we have. It takes that long for a murder trial, and that gives crazy people time to go crazy. All right, crazy women, crazy leftist women. The defense instead argues that Clancy was experiencing postpartum psychosis and should not be held criminally responsible for her actions. So she waited till her husband went out to get, GNC. I think he went out to get medication for her or something, and then went to get dinner. He comes back. He finds her outside. She tried to commit suicide, it appears. So he calls 911. He asks her where the kids are, and she says they're down in the basement. So the hospital personnel arrive, and then he goes down to check on the kids, and he sees that they're dead, that she killed them, and he's screaming, and so But the internet sleuths out there are convinced that he did it, right? He did it. So attorneys with Howard Cooper, Todd, and Weld, the law firm representing Patrick, condemned the allegations circulating online. The facts are indisputable. Patrick Clancy has suffered an unspeakable and unimaginable loss. Unfortunately, the tragedy Patrick has experienced has been compounded by patently false, defamatory, and injurious public statements. All right, so we're going to go into some of those. There's, earlier picture of the family, happier times. So what really drove her to murder her children? And that's a question that's been plaguing us for a very long time. This infanticide is not something new. It's been going on for thousands of years, and we're going to talk about how in Britain it was very prominent for a period of time. The Lindsay Clancy case is the downfall of womankind, says Revolver. So it goes on to talk about all the stuff that I just talked about. So Luca, this one guy says, this lady is a witch. She says, I am proud of myself. I donated to the GoFundMe to her family, and I am jobless and unemployed. This is how she was important to me, to all of us. I just got laid off from work and used the last $25 and I donated to her GoFundMe because I see you, Lindsay, and stand behind you. We are witnessing her come alive before our eyes. Fight back, Lindsay. We're all with you. She looks beautiful today. Women are also filming themselves sobbing while listening to her testimony. Mothers are holding their babies looking dark and depressed while posting, same, Lindsay. So here's a woman that's posting, same, Lindsay, and here she is with her baby. That's, I got to say, that's a little disturbing, guys. So here's an innocent little baby with a mother that is, same, Lindsay, same as in you would murder your child. All right, so it's really getting crazy out there, guys. Yes, dear, I filmed some cute videos with me and the baby, she says to her husband. She says to her husband. So again, my point is this, because of anger towards men. After he comes home from a long day at work. All right, so she looks really happy. All right, so some days as a mom, my patience is hard to control. Let's throw ice at your bathtub so you don't hurt your kid. All right, so here's more. Here's a woman filming herself. I'm not okay, but I have to be okay because I'm a mother and there's no other choice than to be okay. All right. Not everything needs to be shared.
That's not fair. That's not fair! That is not fair! Somebody born the perfect way!
All right, so there's some craziness going on. Imagine your wife tells you this, divorce immediately. This is exactly what I told my husband. She didn't do it. She would have started with him. So point period, he would have been the first to go. So she's saying that she would have taken out the husband. So again, my point. So I think this is something that we need to really look at, especially us men. All right. So here's an online female TikTok community is becoming convinced that Patrick Clancy was part of a pedo ring that included the ADA, the chief of police, and doctors. So they're just going crazy out there. So people are getting caught up in this, as you see here. Lindsay Clancy's astrology. So she looks at her astrology, and she says, it's the forensic astrology. Uh, it points more to her husband than it does to her. All right. So these are some of the things that are out there. Here's the woman. I don't know how she filming herself there, but or who did that, but that's pretty crazy. Things are getting pretty wild out there. So let's go a little bit deeper into this, and let's look at some other things. So premeditated murder, waiting for your husband to leave and then you kill the children. That's premeditated. Is the intentional and deliberate killing of another person or your children that has been planned in advance. So she waited till her husband left and she committed the murder. That's first degree. That's life imprisonment or execution, right? So of course, defense will try to get that dropped. That's normal for defense. It sounds like the defense is not disputing the fact that she killed the children. It's just these online liberal crazy women that are disputing that fact and coming up with psychotic ideas of how the husband did it. Although they have video of him leaving the apartment, going, and he's in CDS asking about prescription. There's video of that, and then there's video of him going to a restaurant where she had ordered food, and he picked it up and brought it back. And during that time frame is the time frame where the children were killed, right? So this is not disputed, but again, people are coming up with crazy ideas, and I've seen some very high level people that are actually saying it's suspect. Oh my God! So here is a poll they did, and it's a poll of young British people that shows that women under 30 are far to the left of their male peers. So women under 25, 35% have a positive view of men, 37 are neutral, and 27% are negative, which could lead to anything. I guess hopefully they're not with men, right? So, but if they are, hopefully it doesn't end in violence like we're seeing with babies being killed and so forth. Now, women under 30, women under 30, I guess before 25. So you got women under 30, so that's 29 to 26, so 3 years. All right. How do they do these polls? It's crazy. All right, so 50% of women have a positive opinion of men. Men under 30 have a 72% positive view of women. That's good, but still, it should be 95, 99% positive. So something's going on here with these young folks. All right, so only 7% of men have a negative view of women. So women are 4 times more likely to hate men, have a negative opinion about men, than men do of women. What the heck is going on? All right. So then again, my question, is this a feminine, problem where women are hating men that are causing this violence? It looks like it. All right, so this is not something new. They've done a poll, or they did a study of British women back in the 1800s when they had a massive level of infanticide. In the 1800s, the hot topic for doctors and judges were the hundreds of new mothers who killed their children while apparently in the grip of postnatal madness. Their sympathetic approach to these women paved the way for liberal thought, like we're seeing today, legislation that is still in place today to protect women who suffer severe mental illness after they give birth. Perpetual psychosis is now a well-recognized event affecting perhaps 1 in every 500 births in the UK. It normally happens in the first month of a new child's life and takes the form of a severe episode of mania, similar to that suffered by manic depressives. Patients may become confused and delusional, and in the most extreme cases, try to harm themselves or their new child, or in the case of this woman that killed 3 of her children and then tried to commit suicide. So in the 1800s, however, Britain suffered an epidemic of child killing blamed on perpetual insanity. Right? So always insane, right? Now remember, this is Victorian England, where the males were very dominant, and women not so much. Kind of like what we see now in the Muslim community. It's very similar. All right, so historian Dr. Hilary Marland from the University of Warwick recounts one entry in the Journal of Social Science, which said that police thought no more of finding the dead body of a child in the street than picking up a dead dog or cat. It was that prominent. Many of the women involved were from the lower classes, and many of the babies were illegitimate. So talked about dangerous motherhood and on. Given asylum, many of the women were sent to local asylums to be treated over a period of months. Some of these women were put in prison for the rest of their lives. Many of the poor mothers put on weight and became healthier during their confinement. The law was changed to accommodate such women with the introduction of the Infanticide Act, creating a whole new legal definition of this kind of killing. All right. So making it, I guess, semi-okay. All right. So sadly, today the condition is commonly undiagnosed and sufferers lack the sympathy, support, and understanding needed. All right. These women are often charged with manslaughter on the grounds of diminished responsibility, but the sentencing available is to the judges more or less exactly the same, and people are more familiar with this charge. However, I think the police and courts show great sympathy to women in this position. All right, for example, a case in the 1990s of a British woman whose baby died shortly after she gave birth in a New York hotel room. Police suspected she had killed the baby, even though Miss Beale denied this. The courts refused bail and sent her to the notorious Riker Island prison for 8 months, awaiting trial for murder. She eventually was allowed to plead guilty to manslaughter and to return home. Wow. All right. So kill the baby, you admit it, and then you're allowed to go. Wow. All right. Other women have been given long-term jails in the U.S. for offenses that would be classed as infanticide in the UK. So early detection, there are a range of drugs which are extremely effective, and complete recovery follows in some cases within 1 to 3 months. It sounds like that was not the case for Lindsay. So very, very unfortunate, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the cause. But as you guys saw from the polls, it looks like women are not too fond of men these days, especially young women. All right, so we see this in other cases, all right? And we're going to see this a lot more. You might remember in Minneapolis that one woman that tried to run over that ICE agent and was shot dead, right? And this violence among liberal women is increasing, and you're going to see some of that right now, all right? So violence erupted today in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where there is a very strong community of Muslims, especially those that, start schools where there's learning training instead of learning. These Muslims seem to be taking advantage of America, and they've been given a pass. Now you get somebody like Jake Lang comes in and wants to do a peaceful protest, and watch what happens. let's watch what happens. All right, so let me see if I reload it, if it actually starts. Well, I guess they don't want us to see this violence, right? Controlling the control the information. So it's there. I don't know why it's not going. It could be because I'm trying to run this off my phone, and it's. There we go. All right, let's go back to the beginning. All right, so you see the cross, you see the crazies, the liberal crazy men. And that could be why liberal women don't like liberal men, because I mean, look at this. I wouldn't like that, right? So, but the liberal women are just as crazy, and crazier. They're screaming and yelling. They're not, unfortunately, they're not the most attractive people. But I think that's another thing that seems to be at issue. Look at this right here. Someone's got that N word right there. Here's a black man holding the cross. They started a peaceful demonstration, and they said they were going to do it, and then all the crazies show up in Minneapolis, like we've been seeing. So I mean, look at that. And they're the ones that talk about the right being racist and Nazis and so forth. Here they have a sign that has that N word. It's pretty sad. All right, so there's Jake Lang there with the glasses, holding the white sign with the American flag there. All right, so and the cross. These people don't like that, right? And they're fighting that, and They're very aggressive here, very, very aggressive. All right, so I don't know what that sound was about. It looks like Jake Lane was actually holding it. Maybe the black guy jumped up there and was trying to take it, but I don't know. It's chaos, and so the police show up. They start to surround the vehicle. They're fighting. They're literally fighting off these radicals. See this woman here? She's going crazy. So here's the racism thing from this liberal young lady. All right. Screaming. So it looks like this guy in uniform here with a beret, this black gentleman he's looks like he might be hurt in the back there. So you can hear the liberal use, liberal like a lot, use of curse words, and they try and drag Jake Lang out of the vehicle by his belt, his pants. There's a lot of that going on. So as you see, Jake Lang is not being violent. He's just, keeping people from, trying to be violent with him. And then they're getting violent with the police. So they're as you're going to see in a little bit, I'm just going to bump it ahead here a little bit. They're going to blame the police as being racist, protecting a racist, right? Of course, they're the racist, and they're have some serious issues here in Minneapolis. All right, so Jake Lang is just, or whoever's driving his vehicle, they're just trying to get out of there, beating the hell out of this vehicle, this truck. I think at some point Jake Lang must have climbed into the cab. I don't see him anymore. But look at all these radical liberal idiots that are crazed. So this is what's coming, I believe, on a massive scale when we see the president do the executive order to stop the election. We will absolutely see this on a massive scale. So as you see, the police here finally trying to clear the path so the truck can get out of there. So boom, Jake Lang's out of there. So you think these crazy liberals would settle down? I don't see too many Muslims there, but maybe they're there in the crowd. So who knows? So that horn, I don't know. I don't know if that's the police vehicle there, or if it's the liberal idiots have some kind of horn, or what's going on. So as you see here, we got, I think that's a Mexican flag. So Jake Lang had American flags. They have a Mexican flag. They're being violent against a peaceful protest. Now, what do you think is the outcome for this? All right, so here's a guy getting arrested. You're going to hear they're calling the police racist. So look at this white guy. He's like giving the finger to the cops and yelling and screaming at them. Again, I don't see, this is a bunch of liberal idiots. These liberal idiots, guys, are going to cause massive, massive violence coming. So you need to prepare yourself for this. This is just a little taste. So they're saying you protect Nazis. Okay, I would like to flip that script, unfortunately for these people. Right? I think they're the Nazis, so this is more what we're going to see going forward. There's no question about it. We've already seen little pieces of it already. Now let's look at what the experts are saying. This is Gary Cardone. He's with Michelle McCrory. They're discussing politics and economics and so forth. This is what Cardone says.
See how, look, and I know this may not be the right area for this conversation, but I don't think you vote your way out of the problem we have. This is not a problem that is solved by a vote. It is solved by action, more action, and a lot more action. And it's not going to be a democracy or a social experiment. Let's take a vote What does everybody want to do? Let's make sure nobody's offended. I don't. You can pick it.
All right, so I'm in complete agreement with this, but more and more people are going to start to talk this, guys, as we get closer what I believe the end of October is when this is going to go down. Some people have said September. I don't know. I don't see September, but I'm open. So the dates could be pushed up. I think it makes more sense to do it in the end of October, so they can't, come up with their judicial cover, right? Which is corrupted, massively corrupted. So, like he is saying, it's going to take massive, movement, right, to stop this. Like military level, hardcore, coming down and hammering the hell out of liberals that do this kind of bullshit, right? So this is the only way this is going to stop. All right, so let's look at another little piece that he talks about, and we've talked about on this show. Many other people have talked about it. This is the Muslim situation that we have in our country right now.
Way. They're all maturing.
Well,
I do think this GDP thing is very important, this population thing. There's the people that are fucking and having babies 7 at a time, they don't have any money. They are not a consumer. They are a problem to actually serve for the whole marketplace. They're going to need things. They're not a consumer. They're a problem.
All right, so a lot of people are starting to see this more and more, and they are a problem, right? We've talked about this. They're consumers. They don't create and they don't give into the system. So the GDP, the gross domestic product, we've seen the peak of that, and we're going to see the destruction going forward of gross domestic product. Is that a bad thing? No. For those of us that will continue forward, at some point, like I've been saying, and many other people have been saying, 14 major cities are going to collapse. It will probably start in 100, but they will soon be isolated into probably 14, and those cities will, for the most part, be destructed. All right, so, and is that a bad thing? No, it's a complete we have to destroy this beast system. It has to be destroyed, right? It cannot go forward. It's constantly creating stupid people like these liberal women and so forth. And a lot of those liberal men, I'm not picking on just the liberal women, but as you see, those liberal women, and I think it's more education than anything else, are not fond of men anymore. What is that going to do for the birth rate? Very, very low. But yet you have these bottom feeder type people that are creating 7 babies, and those 7 babies are going to be a drain on the system, right? And are a drain on the system now, and becoming more so the more we move forward on this. All right, so let's look at the weather. I'm getting dark here, so I'm gonna have to jump ahead and the power's still not on. If it comes on, then maybe I'll extend this a little bit more. But here is what's going on in the world, in the weather out there. Hopefully that refreshes. Timeout. Right, so you're on timeout. So this is a lot of weather as you're seeing in Nevada. Lots of late afternoon, evening thunderstorms. I'll play this. As you see, this could be reason why my power is out right now. Could be some serious thunderstorms that have taken out the power. All right, I'm over here, and here it is. Let's go back to earlier. Doesn't look like it's hitting Carson City at all. So I don't know what's kicking the power off. It's very, very frustrating to be in a location where there's no reason for the power to go out, and it goes out. It's been going out a lot here. All right, so let's go out a little bit more, quite a bit more, and let's go out into the Pacific. Look how that goes around. Uh, so, you know, I was going to make a joke that those people that were protesting there at the Jake Lang event, I was like, look, the flat earthers are like, really getting violent. So it seems like the flat earthers, I could care less. It's round, it's flat, I don't care, right? But the flat earthers are like those Nazis you saw in the streets. They get pretty violent with the language, trying to belittle us, those of us that don't believe it's completely flat and recognize there is some kind of roundness going on, right? So whether you believe it or not. So it looks like it's not giving me the weather out here with. I was expecting to. So there's a storm. I'll just have to talk it. It seems like a storm that's brewing down here, and it has it projecting up the coast. So the coast of California right now, even in the higher latitudes, it's 72 degrees, which is very rare. Uh, I wish it had been 72 degrees when I went through Hell Week training. Right, it was like in the 50s, because normally California is like in the 60s and 50s. So 72 degrees in the northern California area, and then further down, I don't know, might be seeing some 80-degree temperatures. And 80 degrees, you need 80 degrees to get a hurricane, all right? And that's why we're seeing these storms. Here we go, starting to pick up now. That's why we're seeing these storms hitting Hawaii. So here's Lala up here. It's still spinning. It reached a Cat 4 at one point at the tail end of the Hawaiian Islands, and now it's moving. Still, I think it's still a hurricane up here, and it's going to come over, and I think it spill into the northwest at some point. We're going to get a lot of this stuff. It's going to start to really come into. We'll see a lot of water come in to the west coast in the fall and the winter. All right, so here's the other storm that's coming in, and we're going to look at that a little bit more. Mokai or Moki, I call it Moki. I think they're calling it Mokai or something like that. Mocha. Uh, I don't know, but there seems to be something out here spinning that could turn into a typhoon that's heading for China again. So more rains in China. The Three Gorges Dam is really on the precipice. There's a lot of people talking about it, saying it's got a lot of cracks now. Upstream, there's a lot of landslides that are starting to happen. So not looking good for the Three Gorges Dam. There were a lot of people predicting that it was gonna collapse. I was just looking at it. I didn't see that, but I think we're getting close to a possibility. If it's not this year, it might be next. So that's one of the things I think that's coming, as far as like the earth changes and crazy stuff that's coming. Now here is a map that shows this spinning. I don't even think they're calling it a typhoon yet, but it damn sure looks like it is. Right, so let's put it in motion. All right, so that's where today, Saturday, watch this motion right here. This is Moki over here, and it's day by day. It's getting closer and closer to China. All right, going over Japan, and then slamming into China once again. So it will be, I think, the third or fourth typhoon, or at least a major weather system that has gone in and dumped a lot of rain in China and filling up those hillsides, which are starting to collapse. Massive collapses. I think one place I saw, they said it was a 50-ton boulder that came out of the side of a mountain and just collapsed through this town. I don't know. I didn't see anything about death rates or anything like that, but there was a lot of people 4 minutes before that were walking the streets and in the shops and all that kind of stuff. So, a lot of this stuff is being hidden, stopped from us viewing it and so forth. And I think that's part of the problem. There we go. Let me turn up my light so let there be light. All right. So Look at that. Look at that lake in the background. Isn't that beautiful? When there's lots of sunlight out there, you can barely see it. So, because it's so bright. And so let's look at what this weather system is going to do coming into Hawaii. Now, Hawaii obviously already, especially the Big Island, has already had a lot of rain. So this is really going to impact the island. Now, a lot of people are like, well, it's not even a hurricane. Well, I will tell you that it was, I think it was a Cat 2, Hurricane Helene, 100 miles off the coast of Florida that caused probably more damage than a Cat 5 if it had come ashore would have done, guys. So you cannot know what these systems are going to do. And this is a big one, a big system that's going to bring a lot of rain. And at the higher elevations, they're saying it could be 25 to 50 mile per hour winds on the lower elevations, which can cause a lot of damage. But then at the higher elevations, that's going to go up quite a bit, probably upwards of 100 or more. So that's, will it snow again on Mauna Kea? The peak is like over 14,000 feet. So, yeah, that will be interesting. Another snowstorm in summertime. It normally snows in the wintertime there, but I think this might be the first time it's ever snowed there in the summer. And again, no one's talking about that. But yeah, Hawaii, the Big Island, is already saturated, standing water everywhere, and now we're going to get another major dump, and it's already started.
Moving in, and so there.
So you see the rain bands are already coming in. This was a couple of hours ago when I first started looking at this, and when I was going to show it was only an hour, but it's 2 hours, so who knows what the rain bands are doing now. So let's look at this.
Are isolated heavy rain showers that are happening. It is not constant, but this is what we're going to see, an increase in that type of activity. And there is that air.
All right, so right there, that's that band of rain. Heavy rain already in that corner of the island. Already. All right, look at what's coming. So they're going to get a little, looks like a little bit of a break. This is a big rain band that's already starting to impact it. And it's kind of a slow mover. And because it's a slow mover, it's going to dump a lot of rain. Look at all that. That's a monster, right? It doesn't have to be a Cat 1 or Cat 2 or Cat 3 or 5. I don't care. It can come in and cause a lot of damage in an area that's already saturated, massively saturated, and it's going to dump at least that much, maybe even more rain.
Of rain. You can see it's kind of dissipating as it moves towards the west. The mountains do squeeze out that moisture, but look how much clear air there is between that and additional rainfall. We will see the rainfall pick up later tonight into tomorrow and across most of Monday as well as Moke makes its way to the south. It looks like in this kind of pathway, and so it will be missing.
Yeah, so they said, oh, the last hurricane didn't hit the island either. It doesn't have to hit the friggin' island to cause a massive amount of damage. And this is going to be the same. It's going to be like Hurricane Helene, 100 miles off the coast, and everybody's going to be like, oh, ho-hum. And they're going to get slammed. Guarantee. I've been there, done that, and it's not fun. Massive devastation.
At least a direct impact to the Hawaiian Islands, which is great. But again, that area of precipitation is going to be moving over the Big Island, and that is why we have some flood watches in effect. Before I get to that, I want to show you the latest information from the National Hurricane Center. There it is. Tropical rainfall could be intense, and in some cases between 10 and 15 inches of rain. Let's look at it a little bit closer, full screen. So here we are. Here's the Big Island of Hawaii right here. And this is the forecast track of Moke. And look at this. The wind field is also superimposed at the various forecast time periods. Look at this. The tropical storm wind field isn't even expected to go.
So the winds are northerly, and they're pushing all of that rain, all these rain bands in to the north, where it's going to massively impact Hawaii. So here's more wind advisory.
Trash cans, lawn furniture, and other loose outdoor objects that can be easily blown around by strong winds. How strong? East to northeast winds, 25 to 35 mile per hour, with gusts up to 55 miles per hour are expected. That's well into tropical storm range. And the winds get higher as you get higher in altitude because you don't have that friction of trees knocking down any of the wind. So if you live higher than 400 feet, expect high winds in these areas. So that's really it for the.
All right. That's just one area that's going to be a problem going forward. The weather, of course, we're going to see earthquake activity on a massive scale coming up. We're going to see volcanic activity all across the world, and tsunamis. Tsunamis are going to become a very big thing. If you live along the coast of the world, it's going to get kind of hectic, right? So trust your intuition. If you get the feel, you wake up one day. I was watching, this one video where this huge landslide happened in this one city that I was talking about in China, where the rains are saturating the mountains and the rock is starting to split and fall into the water, which causes a tsunami. Can cause a tsunami, of course. There could be tsunamis that are happening from landslides and so forth. But this one man was having these dreams, and he like woke up and he was thinking about these rocks that were coming down. He had pebbles and small rocks that were hitting his home. So he got with a bunch of local villagers early in the morning. They went up and they explored the mountain, and they saw huge cracks, and they ran down and they warned the villagers, and a lot of people, I guess, escaped. But then there were some people, they didn't think it was a big deal, and they're probably no longer with us. Are you going to be someone like that going forward in the future? All right. Are you going to be the person that listens to someone that has intuition? All right. All right. So it's going to be very important going forward. It's also going to be important that you maintain your whatever level of wealth that you have, if you can call it that. Investing in silver. Talk about investing in silver for quite some time. Silver prices are jumping. They reached the bottom. They're jumping. Gold's jumping. You guys know I recommended SILJ, the Silver Juniors. They have bumped massively in the last couple weeks. So you need to be in silver, guys. You need to have, if you're still in stocks, all right, I would have it 40% stocks. So they usually say 60-40, 60 in stocks, 40 in bonds. Bonds are not doing good right now, all right? Scott Bessent basically came in and tried to rescue the bonds. They weren't good for being rescued, and so they took off, and so they're not very good anymore. All right, so if you're in bonds, I would say 20-40. So 40% in stocks if you're still in the stock market. So I know a lot of you guys probably have some very decent portfolios out there. I know it's hard for you to give them up, and you've probably got an investor or stock picker or whatever that basically is telling you you're going to do better. No, you're not. You'll do well going forward. I still think there's going to be a massive everything goes up bubble before the big crash. But the thing that is going to do better than everything else will probably be silver. Now, if you're still in crypto, you might get some of your money back, depending on how long you've been in it, and you might get a little bit more. But I don't know. I'm not liking crypto, guys. I think it's gonna crash with the stock market, and that money is gonna flee everything. There will be an everything bubble. Everything will get taken down. But silver and gold during these crashes, all that money wants to find some value again, and we'll see silver probably, catch another bid just like it has throughout history, throughout all the stock market crashes. It's a week or so, and then it blows up, right? So it might be a good time to, go 60, 20, 40, if you're still in the 40 being in gold or whatever, and stay into that. And once we get the super level highs, I think that we'll probably see the S&P hit 10,000. It's 7,600 right now. NASDAQ, I think, 40, 45,000, somewhere around there. The Dow Jones, 70,000. We'll see. We'll see if it gets there. If it gets close, to that, you better be looking real hard at your portfolio, because when it goes, it's going to be like a landslide. It's going to like take everything out, and if in one of these areas, you're going to get wiped out, which usually happens in stock market crashes. So that's why you want to be 60 or 40, 20, 40, right? That's my recommendation. Do whatever you want. I would say be all in silver. Just like I said, get out of your home several years ago and get into silver. If you're a house investor, I've been warning not to buy houses for years, and now we're seeing housing prices in some areas crash 25, 50% already. I think it's going to go a lot lower. Some areas will do well. Some areas maybe maintain, but I doubt it. Probably everything's going to get hammered, but we'll see. All right. So that's the markets, and I just did a show with Brad Wozny, Keys of Creation. I highly recommend it. Also did a really good show with Larry Ballard about massive geo events that are coming. We talked in depth about that, so almost an hour and a half. So another one I recommend. It got a lot of views while we're playing. Still getting good views. People are very interested in that topic, and that's good. That's very good, right? Just like I wish people had been more interested in my topic when I was saying get into silver now several years ago, and get out of the housing. It would have been very beneficial. So silver is up way more in the stock market, way more, all right? And it's going to go a lot higher, all right? So you guys are still in stocks, okay, all right? I've been telling you, all right? This is your last chance, all right? This is your last chance. We'll probably get a blow off top, and then a crash, and then it will be time to go full in. So somewhere near the top, I'll be calling it the best that I can. But if it happens, one day, and I'm not, dialed into you, and you're not dialed into me, and I pull everything, and you show up and everything's crashed, don't blame me, right? So use your own best judgment going forward. Now, this is a pretty cool what Brad with this Keys of Creation. Watch how this rolls.
The keys of creation are here. Hidden history reveals the Pleiadian codes of light.
Divine order awakens the 12-strand DNA within.
You are the super soldiers of this new era. Embrace your power. The codes are activating now.
Badass. All right. And the show is even more badass. So, lots of gold is a big con. Okay, Eric. All right. Don't listen to Eric. Listen to moi, and you'll do much better. All right. So as we go forward, there's going to be a lot of naysayers. They're the ones that run and hide, and you won't hear from them anymore. I've seen a lot of these people over the years that criticize, and then they disappear when shit hits the fan, and they were wrong. All right. So they never own up to it. They never say, "Yes, you were right, Mike. I'm sorry." Never. I never get that. So it will be George Girl. That clown took a long nap. Good. And thank you to everyone that's the people that watch out for the knuckleheads. You guys have been doing a great job. The monitors, moderators, I have great moderators. They're amazing. They're almost, some of them are on every show that I do, and I do a lot of shows. I've slowed down a little bit, but that's because I've been busy doing other stuff, traveling and so forth. But yeah, thanks to all the moderators. Give them some love, and we'll see you guys next time. Speaking of love, stay in the love vibration, and we'll see you guys next time.